Alia Nazir is certainly sticking to her guns when it comes to running Underworld as her own in Coronation Street, but Carla Connor is watching, waiting and biding her time for the right moment to swoop in and take it back. When she asks Beth Tinker to spy on her boss in exchange for having Aiden's flat rent-free, Beth is tempted, but soon Carla wants to go beyond just watching Alia and sets Beth to work sabotaging her. Beth sneakily changes the quantity on an order, and Carla explains to Johnny that she intends to inundate Alia with such a heavy workload that she won't be able to cope and will need to turn to them, allowing them the chance to take back over. But will Carla's plan pay off? Given that her henchwoman is the not-so-subtle Beth, might it only be a matter of time before Alia discovers what is going on? And will she then be left more determined than ever not to let Carla win? Carla Connor has always been a formidable force on Coronation Street, but now fans are about to see just how far she's willing to go to reclaim what she believes is rightfully hers. In a dramatic new twist that's set to send shockwaves through Weatherfield, Carla's eyes are locked firmly on Underworld, and she's willing to fight dirty to get it back. The upcoming episodes will showcase a game of corporate cat and mouse between Carla and Alia Nazir, who currently holds control of the beloved factory. Alia has proven herself to be a savvy, no-nonsense businesswoman, but Carla knows the pressure points and isn't afraid to exploit them. And she won't be acting alone. Since taking over operations at Underworld, Alia has worked tirelessly to prove that she can manage the factory with the same fierce determination that Carla once did. After weathering multiple storms, both personal and professional, Alia is now running the factory full steam ahead. She's got her eyes on expansion, efficiency, and innovation, and by all accounts, she's doing a commendable job. But Carla? She's not impressed. She's watching closely, waiting, and planning something big. Carla has always had a powerful emotional connection to Underworld. The factory was not just a business to her. It was a legacy, a sanctuary, and a symbol of everything she fought for during the most difficult chapters of her life. To see Alia in the boss's chair burns, and she's not about to sit on the sidelines much longer. In the shadows, Carla begins to assemble her next move. But instead of confronting Alia outright or attempting to buy back control, Carla opts for a far more underhanded approach. She enlists someone from the inside, someone who knows the day-to-day workings of the factory like the back of her hand. Enter Beth Tinker. Beth, never one to shy away from drama or a good bargain, is quickly drawn into Carla's scheming. Carla tempts her with a sweet deal, free rent at Aiden's old flat in exchange for playing spy at Underworld. All Beth has to do is keep her eyes open and report back with anything useful. At first, it seems like harmless snooping. Carla wants to observe Alia's work style, her weaknesses, and her thresholds for stress. But it doesn't stay harmless for long. After a few reconnaissance reports from Beth, Carla decides that subtle observation isn't going to cut it. It's time to make Alia crack. And if that means sabotaging the business from the inside, then so be it. Carla's new plan? Overwhelm Alia with a landslide of stress and work. She directs Beth to intentionally tamper with a key order, changing the quantities in a way that will cause confusion and delays. Alia, already juggling several big orders and tight deadlines, will be left scrambling to pick up the pieces. Behind the scenes, Carla explains to Johnny her ultimate goal, to flood Alia with so much chaos that she becomes desperate. Desperate enough to turn to Carla and Johnny for help. Once that door opens, Carla plans to walk right through it, reclaiming control of Underworld once and for all. It's a classic Carla Connor move, cool, calculated, and just ruthless enough to work. But there's one big variable that could derail it all. Beth. While Beth may be loyal when it suits her, subtlety has never been her strong suit. And as the sabotage plan kicks off, it becomes clear that Beth may not be the smooth criminal Carla hoped for. The factory is small. People talk. Mistakes are noticed. And Alia? She's no fool. As tensions rise and the paperwork starts piling up, Alia begins to suspect that something's off. Orders don't match invoices. Staff schedules are mysteriously altered. Customers are calling to complain about delays. It's not long before Alia starts to connect the dots, and one of those dots leads right to Beth. Will Beth crack under pressure and expose Carla's plan? Or will she double down on the deception and take the fall herself if Alia starts digging? It's a dangerous game Carla is playing, and one misstep could blow the entire operation wide open. As the pressure mounts and the factory's operations teeter on the brink, Alia begins to go into full damage control mode. She's not the type to quietly crumble under stress. She's a fighter, and Carla might just be underestimating her. Realizing that someone is trying to derail her from within, Alia sharpens her focus. She starts probing the staff with pointed questions, double-checking every order, and watching everyone with renewed suspicion. Beth, clearly rattled, begins to falter. And Carla? She starts to feel the walls closing in. What Carla didn't count on was Alia's resilience. Instead of folding, Alia becomes more determined than ever to protect her leadership role at Underworld. With every new setback, she digs in deeper, and Carla's plan begins to look shakier by the day. For Carla, this power play isn't just about business. It's deeply personal. Losing Underworld was a gut punch, and watching Alia thrive in her old position feels like salt in the wound. Her need to reclaim control comes from a place of pride, grief, and identity. Underworld is part of her DNA. Without it, she feels untethered. But in pursuing this sneaky plan, Carla might be risking more than she realizes. Relationships, trust, and reputations hang in the balance. If she's caught, it could damage her already fragile reputation in Weatherfield, and her chances of ever reclaiming her role could vanish forever. Even Johnny, while supportive to a point, begins to question the lengths Carla is willing to go. Is the revenge worth it? Or is she simply spiraling in a bid to reclaim her former glory? Beth Tinker is caught in the middle of a battle she may not be equipped to handle. Though she agreed to Carla's plan with visions of rent-free living dancing in her head, the reality is far more stressful than she imagined. With Alya starting to sniff out the betrayal, Beth finds herself under the microscope. Every clumsy mistake, every odd comment, every suspicious file alteration, it's all being scrutinized. And Beth isn't known for her poker face. Will she come clean and betray Carla to save herself? Or will she double down and risk everything for her promise of free rent? Beth has always walked a wobbly moral line on Coronation Street, but this moment may finally push her to choose loyalty or self-preservation. Meanwhile, whispers about the state of Underworld begin to make their way down the cobbles. Dev, Sally, even Kirk, everyone starts speculating about what's really going on behind the factory doors. When orders start arriving late and clients voice concerns, it becomes impossible to keep things under wraps. With public perception starting to shift, Alya and Carla both find themselves under scrutiny. And in a place like Weatherfield, secrets rarely stay buried for long. If Alya discovers the full extent of Carla's plot, it could spark a full-on war, not just for control of the factory, but for their places in the community. Carla knows that she's walking a fine line. The closer she gets to taking back the factory, the more complicated things become. If Beth slips up, or if Alya uncovers the sabotage, everything could fall apart. But Carla isn't backing down. Even as the pressure builds, she continues to play the long game. She knows the factory better than anyone. She understands its strengths, its weaknesses, and most importantly, how to manipulate its inner workings to her advantage. For now, she'll keep pulling the strings behind the scenes. But sooner or later, the confrontation will come. And when it does, all hell may break loose. Fans are now bracing themselves for an inevitable clash between Carla and Alya, a fiery confrontation that's been building for weeks. Both women are powerful in their own right, and neither is willing to back down. If Alya discovers the full scope of Carla's sabotage, will she fire Beth on the spot? Will she confront Carla publicly? Or will she plot her own counterattack, playing Carla at her own game? There's also the looming possibility that Carla, seeing things spiral out of control, might confess. A calculated move, perhaps, to gain sympathy or show Alya that she still has the upper hand. But whether that would be enough to reclaim Underworld remains to be seen. What's certain is that tensions at the factory are about to explode. The storyline has already lit up fan forums and social media, with viewers torn between two strong, complex women. Carla fans applaud her resourcefulness and passion for Underworld, seeing her as a wronged queen reclaiming her throne. But Alya's supporters argue that she earned her position and has modernized the factory in ways Carla never did. The question now is, will Carla's underhanded tactics destroy Alya or backfire spectacularly? And as the battle lines are drawn, which side will Weatherfield and the viewers ultimately support?